Hey there, Spider-Man fans. Your friendly neighborhood crawler is back in the comics, and this time is being written by J. Michael Straczynski with Pere Perez handling the art. Let's get into the very first issue of The Amazing Spider-Man, Torn. But before we begin, tap on that subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss an update. College woes and problematic professors. Peter Parker is not having a good time in college. He was up all night studying, and now he has to stop Sandman from attacking the United Nations. He tries to reason with him, but Sandman thinks he can do anything he wants to as long as the check clears. In this economy, I get it, Sandman. Not saying I side with him, but you have to respect the hustle. Peter Parker has leveled up with his college knowledge, and his newest invention is the Tone Generator, a tiny device that creates vibrations in a specific frequency to disturb sand. Peter gets Sandman far from civilians and turns it on. Sandman begins to deteriorate as the sand vibrates, but he is not that bothered. He tells Peter that the moment the device stops vibrating, he would come back together and kick the crap out of Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, who had that very thought, gathers some plastic bottles in a nearby recycling bin and uses a couple of them to fill Sandman's sand. He then instructs the very confused cops to put each bottle in separate solitary containment cells. While Sandman screams threats from within one of the bottles, Spider-Man takes a look at the clock. It's 7:57 and he has to rush to his class. He begins swinging, with one last threat to Sandman that if he doesn't make the wise choice to shut up, he would ask the cops to ship him to recycling centers. As the math professor drones on about how to perform a data analysis using a chi-square, Peter wonders how there is a huge probability that whoever decided it was okay to schedule math classes at 8 o'clock in the morning probably hated the entirety of the human race. Peter didn't even need the class, as he had taught himself the same topic when he was just 9, but he had to attend it anyway, as it was a required class. The boredom of the class, along with his exhaustion, lack of sleep and hunger drive Peter to a drowsy state, and while nodding off, he falls down, taking his desk with him. The professor asks him if everything's all right, and he says he just tripped. Hey, Spider-Man has spidey sense, not common sense. Walking out, Peter pleads with his classmate and friend Gwen Stacy to not tell Harry about the incident, as he would never let Peter live it down. Gwen says she won't tell him, but that's hardly believable. One thing you can trust about a dear friend is that they won't ever let you forget the most embarrassing situation you have been in. Peter asks her how Gwen is able to stay awake in such a boring class, and she tells him about a trick she learned from going on dates. She just pretends that the instructor is saying something interesting. They then make plans for a beach thingy later that night. Gwen tells him that she will be inviting MJ as she is interested in Peter, but Peter is not that interested to date her. He doesn't even have an answer to the why, as she is funny, smart, beautiful, and strong. Peter tells Gwen that once he finds the answer, Gwen will be the first to know. Peter is about to head home when he meets his college arch nemesis, Dr. Dunkel, the professor who took German 101. Peter finds his name ridiculous, as Dunkel means dark, and not even the lamest supervillain would give himself the name Dr. Dark. I disagree though. Dr. Sinister and Dr. Doom are two of the most nefarious villains, but their names are both ridiculous, and not that much better than Dr. Dark. Dr. Dunkel criticizes Peter's paper, especially his use of German grammar. Peter tries to explain that he is having a bit of trouble differentiating between Hochdeutsch and Plattdeutsch, basically casual and formal forms of German. But Dr. Dunkel does not want to hear it. He thinks Peter is just like the other college kids who don't want to study and spend their time partying so hard at night that they have bags under their eyes the next morning. Peter replies that he studies very hard, so coldly that his speech bubble grows icicles. Just a bit away from him, blonde woman meets Lauren, the assistant librarian, and asks her to point to the Howard Ross Special Collections library. The woman introduces herself as Evangeline, and Lauren takes her to the library, commenting how not a lot of people visit the library any longer. Lauren offers to find Evangeline what she is looking for, but Evangeline has already found it. The Proteus Maleficarum, a giant ancient book housed inside a pillar with a glass section. The book is super rare, as it is the only copy out of the 3 that exist to be complete. Since it is so fragile and invaluable, it was mounted to the column and kept behind bulletproof glass. Whoever wanted the book would have to destroy the glass, which required so much force that it would definitely damage the book. Evangeline asks Lauren if she could examine it, as she had come a long way to see it. Lauren says no, as the only one with the key is Mr. Ambrose, the head librarian who is off at a conference, and he would not return till late in the evening. Evangeline says that it's unfortunate and slaps the consciousness out of Lauren. Another threat, and the beach thingy. While grabbing lunch, Peter sees a news report about a hostage situation. Terrorists have seized hostages on the 24th floor of a high-rise commercial building and have blocked the stairs and elevators across the Hudson River. Peter jumps into action, knowing that Spider-Man might be the hostage's only hope. But since he can't swing across the river, the easiest path to take turns out to be the subway. Peter doesn't shy away from it, and the people riding the subway are both scared and intrigued. Peter reaches the building and swings in. He hangs the terrorists upside down, using webbing and leaves. Since it takes around an hour for the webbing to dissolve, Spider-Man figures it is enough time for the cops to rescue the hostages and eventually the terrorists. He then reaches the beach for the planned beach thingy. Harry has a problem with the name though, and Peter explains that he couldn't exactly call it barbecue, to which Harry points out that they have hot dogs. Peter brushes it off as a technicality. Harry comments how Peter has to name and classify everything as he can't relax and just hang out with his friends. MJ helpfully adds that whatever name they want to call their beach hand, it is time to look at the sea thoughtfully and talk about where they want to be in 10 years. The four stare into the sea solemnly when Peter makes an interesting observation and breaks the silence. He sees 3 dead seagulls washing in on the shore and comments that he could tell they are from Jersey because of the look of relief they had on their face moments before they died. He is met with exclamations and Peter apologizes. Gwen, thinking about her future, comments about how it is hard to say what she will be doing in 10 years, as she has a hard time even thinking about the next week. She only wants to lead a life where she can look back when she is 80 years old and know that her time was valuable and she did something good, which is what we all want, really. Gwen's father wants her to be a lawyer or follow the family tradition to become a cop, but Gwen wants neither of those things. Harry relates to the pressure as his father handles Oscorp, the family business, and tending to it has robbed him of any time with his family. Though Harry doesn't know what he wants to be, he knows he doesn't want his father's life. Meanwhile, MJ is gaining her footing as a model, but she doesn't know whether she would be an impactful actress. She doesn't want success for the fame or money, but to be able to see into the audience and see one audience member understanding or feeling something they never did before. They ask Peter to speak, but all he sees in the flames of their bonfire is the last time he saw his beloved Aunt May and wishing her goodbye. Peter doesn't talk about it though. Peter to Spider-Man again. Peter and his friends head back to the dorm, and Peter laments how none of them actually have an idea as to what they will be doing in 10 years. Harry says that's okay since life is a journey after all, but Gwen points out that if life is a journey, it would mean death is the destination. She philosophically remarks that life is an experience, just like listening to a song. You don't wait around for the last note, but enjoy every bit of it. What a poignant point. Harry teases that it sounds like she started Philosophy 101, and his friends shut that down quickly. Meanwhile, Mr. Ambrose returns to the library and is shocked to find Evangeline pointing a gun at him. Evangeline gets the book by threatening Mr. Ambrose and shoots him, which Peter hears. He asks Harry to drop him off, as he would like to get some fresh air, and rushes to find the source of the gunshot. By the time Peter reaches the library, Evangeline finishes off Lauren too and wonders if she will get a higher resale value as she got some blood on the book. Her thoughts are interrupted by Spider-Man, but unbothered, she shoots him. Spider-Man manages to dodge every single one of the bullets though, and tells her that he heard the click of an empty chamber. Evangeline, if that is really her name, is super fast though as she abandons the gun for another loaded one. Her aim is shit though, and the bullet ricochets off an armor in the library and hits her shoulder. The blood from the wound drips onto the ancient book, and a golden fog envelops her. She is soon converted into a giant red demon with a sharp tail, 2 wings, and 2 horns, the whole deal. Spider-Man suggests surrendering as they both can find a way out of her predicament, and as he had also called the campus police, there is little chance of her making it out. Promising to come after Spider-Man and everything he loves, the demonic Evangeline flies out of the glass roof. Verdict: The Amazing Spider-Man. Torn boasts of a lot of good potential for a solid Spidey story. Spider-Man's jokes land well, and the existential crisis in college-going adults could not be more real. I can't wait for the second issue to drop, and if you can't either, mark your calendars for the 12th of November, 2025. Let us know what you liked about this issue in the comments below, and if you liked the video, tap on that thumbs up. We will be back when the second issue drops, and until then, take care.